Greetings, Dungeon Delvers, and welcome to yet another exciting chapter of A Tale of D20's Descent into the Void, where 6 friends join together to tell a story of mythic proportion. Gather round, gather round. Let me tell you a tale of life and death, of joy and sorrow, a tale of D20s! Last time, Liberators, you finally arrived at your destination, the coastal city of Beach Bell. King had awoken from his fever sleep as he was approached within his mindscape by Mylike, his goddess. She revealed that she herself slumbered within King, and once awoken, they would combine consciousness and become a new entity. She also spoke about the history of the Aegis who rose up and fought the Prolepsi, thereby creating more chaos, and she had ended up partnering with Nyx, one of the Aegis, in order to put a stop to it. They had a plan that was supposed to give all mortals the power to stop the demons, but something went wrong, and her body was lost in the ether until finally finding a host that was strong enough to sustain her. That host was King. She informed King that the more he used his divine power, the sooner the joining would occur. Horatio and Cal discussed the machinations of the Ice Crown ship, and in what was discovered that Cal's adoptive father, Galilea, built the ship, similar to the guns Cal carries. After some days, the Liberators arrived at Beach Bell, King awakening just in time. You all met with the harbor master, Merrick Tybalt, who after payment agreed to keep your ship in the harbor and maintain it, but warned about the undead that suddenly popped up and began attacking the people of Thelos. He sent word to the capital with urgent news of your arrival and the letter from Queen Camilla, though this would take time and travel on foot to the Arcane capital was ill-advised. After some shopping, you all decided to stay at Beachside Inn, where you had a comfortable rest and a sapphire scrub, and heard an ominous story of the front lines in Thelos, of undead creatures, one with a striking resemblance of a lich, or so Horatio surmised. Finally that night, Minako reached out to Horatio in the form of dreams, showing him all the secrets she held back from the group. So, Liberators, you all awaken. Looking out the window, you see the dust-lit sky and the people making their way throughout the town. You've had an extremely comfortable sleep and feel well rested. What do you do next?
Horatio wakes up kind of like, I have to go speak to Minako. And he immediately gets dressed and goes to find her. Horatio would knock on the door.
Minako is awake and just opens the door. She's dressed and looks like she's ready to talk to you. Kind of, come in.
Okay, anyway. So that's everything.
Did it work?
Yeah, it worked. That was a lot. Are you okay?
Horatio, before we start, you have to know that we have to be careful about what we say. Always. Please don't tell the others. Please don't make this any harder for me than it already is.
I can promise you that if you're willing to promise to me that anytime he gives you any orders, you let me know what they are. And maybe we can find a way to help him and help us at the same time. It's the only way I can keep this quiet.
Horatio, I can tell you that I will do my best, but there's not much I can do about my actions.
That's in the past now. And our story isn't written yet, so moving forward, there can be change for the better, I mean, it's great that he gave you all this power, but he's forcing you to do things you don't want to do.
She kind of winces and puts a hand on her wrist and says, Horatio, you're right. Things can change, but I don't know how much they can. For some of us, the future is already written, and
I refuse to believe that the future is written when our actions decide what happens. But there has to be something. I mean, I can find an answer. You shouldn't... everything that's happened, everything you've been able to do, with as far as support goes to the battles, that's great. Your powers are incredible. But he's forcing you to do things that you don't really want to. There has to be another way.
Horatio, whatever you can do, my betrothed would not let me go so easily. And I'm sorry, maybe we've talked too much. After all, I am being listened to.
Yeah, it's fine. We should get the others and get ready to go about our day.
Thank you for your understanding, Horatio.
Kind of just blankly stares and then turns around and takes a deep sigh and walks out the door.
Alright. So the rest of you all begin to wake up. Duran and King, you in your room. And Cal, you're in your own separate room as well. And you'll arise up from the night.
Duran, quick, let's go before it gets too late. Let's run to the Sapphire Spa and get our scrub before Tiny's opens. They said it was so good. Let's do it quickly. Come on. And I get out of the bed and start getting dressed.
Duran kind of rolls over on the king and puts his arm over. No, please. 5 more minutes.
Come on, I thought you were trancing this whole time.
Yes, but it was such a good trance.
Okay, I'll just melt back into the bed for 5 more minutes.
We need to get going. Wonder where everyone's at. I guess I can go get some breakfast. And I'll head down to the same sitting area that I was in with the party the previous night for the story.
Coming out your room, you do run into you see the door closing, and turning around is Horatio, looking a little forward as he's walking back.
Horatio.
Oh, hey, Cal.
You okay? You're coming from Minako's room.
Oh, yeah, no, I was just, we were having a chat. I'm alright, though. How are you? Good morning.
Is she okay?
Yeah, she's good.
Alright. Yeah, good morning. I was going to get some food. I'll be at the table we were at before. Just come down when you're ready.
I'll walk with you, man.
Excellent. We should definitely make the most of the day and get out of here as soon as possible. You never know what's gonna lurch our direction as we're traveling.
Yeah. And, follow Cal to the table.
Okay. So you go ahead and make your way downstairs. Monako, are you staying in there? You hear all this because they're not being quiet, so they're outside your room, and then them heading down the stairs.
Pretty soon after they say they're gonna just go get food, she was waiting by the door, listening, and right after they say they're gonna go, she just opens the door and comes out and says, "Oh, hey."
Hey, Monako.
Hey, Monako.
Would you like to come get food with us?
Oh, yeah. Let's see what they got here. I'm interested to try out some of the local breakfast goods.
Yeah, you could use a break in your cooking. I have a feeling that King and Duran might take long again today.
I hope so.
They've earned it. A little relaxation.
Yeah.
They're, cute together.
You know, they kind of are. I can't even... I was completely oblivious to it. I can't believe I missed it. But they do look good together.
Not all of us are as attuned to the ways of love, Horatio. It's alright. Let's eat up.
Right?
Yeah.
And you all walk together down the stairs. And
Cal watches them go like in front of him and kind of tilts his head quizzically, like, I just saw Horatio leaving. Minako saying something about not seeing love in front of your face. Whatever, I'll figure this out later.
And you go hopping along behind them on your way. You make your way downstairs. At this point, the two of you, Duran and King, awaken after your extra 10 minutes. You just stretched it again for another 10 minutes to get up, but you begin to start to dress yourselves and searching for your allies. Though you did hear a little bit of a commotion outside. You all are next to each other, and no one's being extremely quiet. So you can surmise where they went.
Come on. Let's get breakfast. We'll just go right to the spa. And then we'll pick up the clothes from Tiny's on the way back for everyone.
Yes, of course, King. Duran reaches to grab his weapons for the day, and his hand hesitates for a moment before touching the magnetic blade.
It's okay, we're just going to the spa.
Yes, but we should always be prepared. Our enemies could be anywhere.
Just bring Old Faithful. And as I say that, I look to the new Chastaful, and I pick it up.
So it's in its new form, no longer kind of golden spear, but a unicorn-tipped staff that is made out of a mother of pearl.
If you're bringing your weapon, I'm bringing mine.
That's what I said. Bring your Old Faithful.
I mean, that's not your Old Faithful.
Yours! Your double scimitar! Your Firethorn. Come on. You're thinking too much about it. Let's go. And I'll grab his hand and grab the, things that we need for the spy.
While Duran's getting pulled out of the door by King, in the last moment he'll grab Firethorn on the way out the door and follows King out to at the spa, I wager.
Yeah. And then I'm gonna be I'm gonna just be like quick with the spa attendants. And I'm gonna be like, we're trying to go really early. We just wanted to get the first appointments. My partner and I just wanted to do the sapphire scrub for 1 hour. We don't want to pay more. We know the deal. Just that's it. Okay, thanks.
Okay, so you make your way downstairs. Passing by, you do see, at this point, Cal, Monaco, and Horatio. You grab a table, and an attendant is coming over, waiting on you. Looking up, you do see your allies walking as you wave and head towards the spa together.
I'll just wave to them, and I'm gonna rub my arm like as if I'm applying lotion, and cast prestidigitation to make my skin appear sapphire blue, so that way they understand what we're doing.
Thumbs up from Horatio. Like, copy.
Yes, we're doing the spa. Duran messages through brain chat to them.
Yeah, we caught that, Duran. Thank you.
I'll respond. We'll also grab the Tiny's clothes on the way back.
Okay, so you guys go ahead, talk to the attendant, push off their advances to get more money out of you, but get your complimentary 1 hour undressing and sitting down to the same place, room that Monaco and Horatio were in. You do have, for an hour, a very comfortable massage placed on by the attendants, as well, being scrubbed on with the sapphire salts from the sea, and you feel your arcane energies grow inside. Duran, you just feel very loose and relaxed, but other than that, nothing really affects you. King, though, you do feel vigoration, and at the end of the massage and the salt bath, you do get an extra d6 to roll.
Thank you, it's been fantastic. I feel so much more relaxed, and hopefully we'll be able to take care of those obstructions on the way to the capital city, so that way life can get back to normal here for you, ma'am. Come on, Duran.
Is this what magic feels like for you, King? It feels tingly.
That's the salts.
Oh, Duran says dejectedly.
You felt my magic before.
Please, with the attendants.
The attendants kind of like giggle to themselves and see you out. During this hour, the rest of you have been having a glorious breakfast, but you are being charged as your free meal has already been expired.
Hold on, how glorious is this breakfast then?
I mean, it's top of the line.
I paid 3 gold for this breakfast.
Like, if you were to compare it to Monaco breakfast, if a Monaco breakfast was let's say a 9 on the 10 scale, where does this
I'll
fall?
say it falls in an 8.
Boo!
That's only a 1 gold breakfast.
It's a close 9. It's just nothing's like Monaco's rich spices.
Exactly.
And magic she puts into it.
And yeah, but how much does it cost?
Oh, the cost? So it depends. So if you're going to be waiting for this 1 hour and you want to eat like an hour's worth of meal, I would say it would probably cost you an extra 2 gold.
So 2 gold total or 3 gold?
2 gold. You've already paid for you got your free meal from before, so this is a new day. So it was just 2 gold for this meal.
So yeah, I guess I'll
each.
Nah, I'll only get 1 gold's worth.
Okay.
I won't get
you
the
stop
extra.
eating at midway.
Yeah. And I just kind of push the plate for him. So, nice day out today, huh?
You could say that. Seems like everyone had a fantastic evening.
And a great morning! As we walk up.
Oh, you're glowing.
Right? I feel so good! It's just as you described it.
Maybe we can finally get our new clothes. It's still so hot out here.
I know.
I agree.
What time is it now? Horatio, do you think Tiny's is open?
What time is it at the moment?
It's about 9 a.m.
And would Tiny's be open?
You don't know. You didn't see a time, but you can surely go and check out.
It's about 9 a.m. right now at the moment. I'm not sure if Tiny's is open, though. You could check.
I mean, you check it yourself. You can send Hootie.
Hootie's actually on the way, which, good idea. And I looked through Hootie's eyes.
Okay. So looking through Hootie's eyes, you had sent him
towards
to
Rainbow
check out Rainbow Ridge. So he's nowhere near the town at this point. He's been flying.
Yeah, no. He reminded me to check on Hootie because of the Rainbow Ridge.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Going through it, roll me you feel the sensation of soaring through the sky, but an instant sense of fear comes upon you as you're telepathically linked to the feelings of your familiar. Roll me a perception check. At advantage.
And Hootie has a +4, right?
+4, uh-huh.
That is a 24 with a natural 20.
Natural 20. Hootie's sharp. Even though he's scared and fearful right now, his eyes are darting back and forth. He goes ahead and lands on top of one of the branches and begins communicating what he sees. Within his thoughts, you see what's the word? But you see a procession. You see a procession of undead walking out of the north. Far in the distance, you can see there is a large town with buildings, and they seem to have been coming from there. Then you see stomping. Or you hear that as well through Hootie. And see stomping towards there are large ogre-like creatures that are melting at the face with their skulls and their bones showed and their flesh dripping off with this procession of undead zombies.
As Horatio has this like horrified look, does it look like they're on their way here?
There's a large instance. They could go anywhere. They're just walking a path. They're not even on the road. They're just walking a path in the middle of the trees, coming from this town. I mean, you can follow them for some time. They're not going very quickly.
I would say there seems to be a large amount of undead walking either this way or towards Thelos. It's not looking good. There are even undead ogres. We need to tell someone. And I will have Hootie follow them quietly, carefully. And if he can't handle it, to bust out and leave.
Okay. So, who he does, he said, and begins to follow this procession of undead. So he's now moving away from Rainbow Ridge, just so you understand.
Okay. And, I mean, do my senses still work through Hootie? Can I tell which direction he's heading in?
Yes.
Okay, which...
they are heading south.
Directly south.
Oh, directly south? Yeah, southwestish. Southeastish. Sorry.
Okay, so they look like they're heading southeastish?
Yeah.
Through the forest?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so it seems they're heading towards Thelos, because that's southeast from Rainbow. East is to the right, so that's southeast.
Yes.
It seems like they're headed towards Thelos. They're through the forest so they don't get spotted, which is incredibly intelligent for undead creatures. I think this Lich is probably planning an attack on Thelos.
Then we need to make haste and get those clothes as quickly as possible and get out of here.
Do we need to speak to, what's his name, Tybalt?
Tybalt?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Marik Tybalt. We need to let him know what's going on. We have to head to Thelos.
He told us he was going to communicate with us. He had a scribe on hand who could send or something. And he gave us a once-over, as King tries to do an impression of him, and got our descriptions so he could talk to us.
Well, we should still talk to him about this, right? I mean, someone should know.
He may be able to send a sending spell to someone in Thelos and warn them. That could be the time they need to prepare for such an onslaught.
Alright, so then why don't you two run to talk to Merrick, and the three of us will go to Tiny's and pick up our clothing.
Yeah, that sounds good.
And we'll meet in between in the city.
Let's meet on the eastern side of the city, towards one of the gates, the central gate.
Alright.
Horatio, you said they were going through a forest.
Yes. Right.
It pains me to even suggest this, but could we set the forest ablaze? Do you think
it would, but it would destroy so much. It's not worth it. I mean,
there's other things to do.
We
burn down the forest.
I mean, if we get them noticed today, they can start preparing for it, and maybe we will make our way over there to lend aid, and that will gain us favor with Thelos.
After we tell them, they might just decide to burn the forest. That's their decision to make.
That is true. I mean, if they choose to do that, then that's on them, but...
I couldn't really foresee them doing that, because that might flash fire into their fields of wheat. It looks like most of the, northeastern quadrant of Thelos is farms. That would starve their people.
That sounds like something that... Oh, right. Maybe we should just send a message, and maybe... I don't know.
You're right, Minako. Honestly, it's their choice to make, but that's the only thing we can do now.
If we get them word, and we let them know, it's their choice to make, but at least they got word of it, and they were able to make that choice.
Alright, let's head out.
Cal and I would go towards Merrick.
Yes, we'll head towards the Harbor Master and get the message to him.
Alright.
And the three of us will head to Tiny's. I'm just gonna run upstairs and grab our bags. I'll be right back. Doof, 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 doof. I run upstairs and grab the last, backpack I left in the room, and anything that Duran had as well.
Do you touch the magnetic sword and grab it for him?
I probably would put, a cloth or something around it and grab it. I wouldn't touch it normally, with my hand.
Okay. So you run upstairs, run into your room using the card, and go to pick up your own belongings. What goes towards the magnetic blade? As you try to pull it up, wrapping it with the cloth, you can't even get it around. As it wouldn't be flat. You probably having it up. So you wrap the cloth around it, but as you try to pull it, it's not responding to your touch.
It's so heavy. How does he pick this shit up? I'm gonna try and magic it, even though I don't have telekinesis, and then see if I can do it. Does nothing, so I'll run to the top of the stairs and yell, Duran, I need your assistance.
Of course, Duran runs up with alacrity and speed to assist King.
Duran, you make it up there quickly after he comes out, runs down the stairs, runs back into the room. You can easily pick it up. Light as a feather, as you know it, and easily attaches back to your back, connected in the X formation with Firethorn.
Duran shakes his head and he pats King on top of his head. Do not worry, I am here to help you carry anything too heavy for you.
I am literally fawning over you right now because I could barely even lift it. It was like a struggle just to hold it all. It's so big. Thank you.
The one thing you do realize, King, though, is that it wasn't that it was even heavy. It was as if you were trying to lift Thor's hammer and you weren't worthy. As in the sense of how heavy it was. It was not responding.
Yeah,
it
could not even move. Yeah, I could not even get it to budge. All right, I think that's everything here. I think we should head out. And I'll lean in to give him a quick kiss while we're secluded away.
All right.
Of course, yeah, he takes that.
So after your embrace, you make it downstairs to the rest of the group. At that point, Horatio and Cal, you already started walking towards the harbor to the east. To the harbor to the west. As you do, Horatio, you hear a sound into your head, and it's like, this thing on. This is how it works. Wait, how many words? Fuck. This is for the contract for Horatio Kane. The Crown has responded. Your caravan will arrive in 1 month. And it cuts off. So
Horatio would say, 1 month is too long. I have words for you. Undead. I'm trying to think. Hold on. Undead horde coming from Rainbow Ridge, headed to Thelos. Send word as quickly as possible. That's it. I cut it off.
Okay. No response.
Well, yeah, no, because I'm replying, so I wasn't expecting a response.
Not even you guys continue walking towards that direction, going towards Merrick and the harbor.
I would say to Cal, I received a message from Merrick. He said the caravan was going to take a month to get here.
There's no way we can wait that long.
I agree, especially with the undead. I think we should still go so that I can give him as many details as possible. But I did reply and let him know to send word towards Thelos.
Well, hopefully we can clear up any confusion when we get over there.
Yeah.
Let's hurry.
And we continue walking towards... Yeah.
After you pass through the town square once again, and see the shops are opening up and people are giving you nods as you go by. It's looking kind of strange. You are still wearing heavy kind of biking realness outfits. But you do make it towards the harbor. The seagulls are chirping off and over at the beach area, but opening up the door to this multi-story building, you do walk in as normal and see the peg-legged, eye-patched Merrick Tybalt at the desk, and he goes, "Yar! So I see you came. What are you talking about?"
I sent my familiar up towards Rainbow Ridge because I heard a story about somebody seeing a figure with a crown of bone and flesh, and my curiosity got the best of me, and my familiar, when I looked through him, I saw what seemed to be, though I couldn't get an exact count of how many, it seemed to be a large amount of undead through the forest heading southeast.
Seems like the dead walk the earth once again. Well,
and we need to put a stop to it.
Don't you worry. Once the Thelosian Empire finds out, the the King Terminus and his army will send over the Unity Knights to take care of it, as they done in the past few days. Don't you worry yourselves, and don't get into any trouble. But I appreciate you telling me this.
Absolutely. Just so you know, I did see some undead ogre, so there's probably a powerful entity behind it.
An undead ogre? It's getting worse.
Getting worse?
Why haven't...
This has happened before?
It started with just some banshees and other skeletons from the grave, our brothers, sisters, and children, friends, growing back up from the ground. And then it turned into more powerful creatures, undead hounds and beasts. And then now you say there's ogres. Whatever's controlling these is getting stronger.
I also must admit we won't need that caravan. We're going to be heading out shortly.
Are you daft?
Yeah, no, we can't wait a month, I'm sorry.
Well, if that be true, then you're on your own.
Just know if we see any of the Unity Knights, we'll lend a hand however we can. But we need to get to the Arcane Capital.
Well, if you need to be, then you have your own right as adventurers. But we take no responsibility. I'll let the caravan know. Maybe they'll meet you on the way.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Thank you for everything you've done.
And I'm still skeptical on how you got those guns, but if you truly be the son of him, and he looks on over to the back, looking at something before shooting back before, make himself conspicuous.
Ooh. Can I make a perception?
I want to check as well.
Can I check for that? Yeah.
Sure, roll me a perception check.
I want to see, if I can see what he was looking at. I rolled a 16.
16, and Horatio?
I rolled a 15.
16 and 15, okay. You both look back and see that not too far on the other side of the wall, plastered onto it, hanging, almost like an ornament, are two long-looking rifles with strange, intricate barrels and carvings on. And the rifles are it's kind of silvery, almost platinum-like in color, with etchings all over it.
Are those yours?
Yes, they're mine.
I recognize the work. I say with a small smile on the side of my mouth.
Well, I would hope you do. Apparently, your father is the one who crafted these. He crafted them for me a long time ago.
I'm discovering he crafted a lot more than just the pistols I carry.
Yes, but those were his.
So you knew him? You knew my father?
Of course. He was one of the strongest and gallant of knights here in Thelos. Went off on his own as an adventurer to fear for something and just never returned.
The Queen does know him.
I heard the stories of your father and the Queen and the King Terminus all venturing together when they were wee lads.
I can't believe it.
It's incredible.
He told me some stories of when he used to adventure, but this is unbelievable. May I take a look at one of those rifles?
Roll persuasion check.
Horatio isn't gonna say anything. He's gonna just, because he looks giddy because he wants to see the rifles as well.
I rolled a 21.
21. He looks you up and down. Well, those guns wouldn't work for anyone. If you are Gilius's son, sure, go right ahead. And he walks you on over towards it. Getting closer towards the rifle, you see that there are intricate carvings in a language that you don't recognize. And it's beautifully done. The superb craftsmanship, matching that of your mystical blades. Your mystical guns. And you're not sure of it, but you almost feel like a reaction coming from your pistols, and maybe a slight glow or reaction coming from that gun as well.
Horatio would also like to be there and kind of take a look at the gun. Do I recognize that language that it's written in?
What language do you speak?
I speak... Give me 1 second, I will let you know. I speak Draconic, Elvish, and Halfling.
No, you don't recognize the language either.
It's not an infernal.
I mean,
it's not
I can comprehend languages if you need me to.
We don't have. How much time would that take?
1 second. It's one action, so 6 seconds.
If it'll help you read whatever these markings mean.
Absolutely.
I still can't figure out what these numbers are for on mine. And I want to pull out my revolvers and kind of like hold them very closely to these rifles and see what happens.
Okay. So you pull out the revolvers, hold them closely, and Merrick looks at you, looks at it as well, and just looks puzzled, but he lets you continue. Bringing it closer and closer.
They call to each other. I can feel it. I'm certain you can too.
Horatio also casted Comprehend Languages to read.
As knowing now that like Merrick is also one of the wielders of these same weapons, I'm sure like now like, he definitely trusts him no matter like what he's going to be saying to him, and like you know what this is all about. Like you know what it's like to connect with these weapons.
You go take out your pistols. And Merrick Tybalt looks at it, and his mouth opens up a little bit like he's about to say something, but he stops and lets you continue. You then bring it closer, and it's almost like a magnetic draw towards this one large ornate rifle and your pistols. And you just bring it closer, and then at this point, the numbers do shine onto your gun, the code that you wrote before on both sides of them, and they begin to look up. And at this point, Horatio, you finish casting your Comprehend Languages. Looking at it, the lettering and the carvings on this rifle begins to swirl and form and make sense to you, and they begin to glow at the same time. You pick up that this language is celestial in nature. You understand it to be an incantation of Demon's Bane, or Chaos Bane, if you are really looking at trying to comprehend how the words are. And it's imbued onto this weapon. And at that point, Cal brings up his pistols, and now it starts to glow, because you're really close to it at this point, and Merrick steps back a little bit, and the rifle begins to glow as well.
Chaos Bane. That's what's written on it.
Huh. Chaos Bane. I can feel the radiant energy coming off of this.
Yeah, your father made that some time ago. He made a bunch of weapons that we've used. Well, the demon dancers have their special swords, but your father knew how to tap into the power of the divine so I've heard, and crafted a bunch of us captains and other people in Thelos and the Unity Knights with their own weapons. He was quite adept and one of the greatest craftsmen I've met in my days. And I'm quite old, as you can see, he says, pointing up and down.
Do you still get use out of these?
No, it hasn't responded like this, and I don't even know when. Some time ago it lost its energy. I don't know why, but haven't been able to strike a daemon down with this. So I put it up in remembrance of your father.
Do I have the rifle in my hand yet, or am I just like...
You're just like up. It's just up, and you have your guns towards it, and there's like glow, and that one's...
I want to holster one of the pistols and reach out and grab the rifle, just to see if anything happens.
Alright, so you grab the rifle, and he goes to put up his hand to stop you, but then Tybalt doesn't. You pick it up, and then at this point, the light is kind of blinding, so both Horatio and Merrick you have to cover your eyes, or it's going to be blinded, but it doesn't really bother you. You immediately sense the energy of Kellenvor, the same energy that you felt when you channel your Divine Smite, and there's a connection between all of you, your gun, and this new rifle you have in hand. And at that moment, the Celestial that's written onto it makes complete sense to you. And you see the same thing that Horatio saw with his Comprehend Language.
Chaos Bane. Kalimvor's charged through this weapon.
Horatio looks at Merrick. How much would you like for this weapon? I know it has sentimental value, but we need it.
Let me persuasion check out of it.
Can I inspect my revolvers as well to see if they've changed at all?
Yeah. Roll me an investigation check at advantage.
I rolled an 18.
An 18. He looks over towards you. I've never seen it work like this before, even in my day. I'm really starting to believe that it is indeed your father. I was humoring you, but to see if I can get the truth out of you, but I see now. You must indeed be his son. I
am.
But no offense, you're a tiefling.
Yeah. The old man found me when I was just a baby. Raised me like his own, up until the end.
The end?
He was murdered in front of me. Taken for ransom, unless I brought the pistols.
What?
The fight brought out as I tried to rescue him, but I was just a kid. Some Dara wearing a demon mask got away, and in the crossfire and ruckus of everything, Galilea was shot. He died right there in my arms. And Kalemvor started guiding me from there.
And he looks mouth agape, completely shocked. And he usually has a serious face, but throughout this interaction, you see him more of like let his guard down. I can't believe Galileo is down. And he goes and stumbles back a little bit. You see his like wooden leg kind of buckle a little bit as he moves back and puts his hand against the wall.
That's why I can't just sit by with all these undead roaming around. I've made it my mission. When I see chaos, and when I hear of something like this happening, I correct that problem and rebalance the scales in Kalemvor's name. And I won't stop until all of those undead are ground into the dirt back where they belong.
The son comes for the father's weapons. That's quite poetic. Yes, you can have it as yours. It will be better suited by you. And then as you inspect it with your 6, Cal,
oh man, I'm so bad. It was a 6.
It's glowing bright. You're just too much in shock and awe of this situation to see any type of change into it.
Okay. Whew. Thank you, Merrick. Really, it will not go unforgotten, and this rifle will continue on in the legacy you started, and in my father's legacy.
I'm sure that'd be true. Alright, well, if you're heading off here, and he goes behind his desk and pulls out 4 potion vials, and he goes, take these. I'm sure you might need it. It's the least I can do for a son of one of the greatest craftsmen I've seen in all my time.
Merrick, when I come back, we need to sit down, have some drinks, and talk. I want to know more, but I need to get to the Arcane Capital.
Alright. And he goes over and hands you like a little box with 4 greater healing potions.
Thank you.
Be safe, the 2 of you. And you and your group. The grounds in the forests and the plains of Thelos grow the dead, and they walk the dust sky. Be safe.
Thank you.
And he goes and gives you the arm clasp handshake and shakes it firmly.
We exchange grasps, and we depart from the harbor master's office.
Okay. And even you guys leave and close the door behind you. This weapon you have, you don't really have a hoister for it, but it's like a long rifle, and it easily fits on your back. You can easily fashion it. A very shiny, long rifle that you have.
Ooh, that's excellent. Whenever we go to Tiny's, I think I'm going to ask if I can purchase just maybe his finest leather belt and fashion a strap out of it, so that way I can kind of sling it onto my back and fling it forward when needed.
I'm pretty sure that's possible. I'm sorry about, what happened.
I appreciate it. It was a long time ago, but nonetheless,
yeah.
I wish there was just more that I knew about him now.
I wonder if my parents knew. Anyway.
It might be possible. Merrick mentioned an adventuring party. Maybe the Queen knew your parents, and the Queen was apparently in that party. Maybe whenever we meet King Terminus, who was also in that party, he'll have some answers for us. Both of us.
Well, we should be careful. It seems that my parents' name and my father's name carries some weight to it. If the Pontifex and Galim wanted to kill us, or kill me, because of it. So I tend not to throw that name too much around.
I understand. But if the resemblance is uncanny, as I remember from your book, maybe King Terminus will just recognize you.
Never even thought of that. That's a possibility too. Well, we'll deal with it when we get to it, I guess.
Oh, Horatio, don't worry so much. We'll get this all figured out.
Yeah. That is a really cool new gun, by the way.
I can't wait to use it.
It might prove useful in our journey ahead.
I agree.
Alright, let's go meet up with the guys at the east entrance.
Yes, let's.
Okay. Meanwhile, the rest of you have has journeyed throughout the town and making it towards Tiny's Tailors. In that familiar shop, you open up the door and the bell rings, and you see, this time, not that same small gnomish woman with the wand who was weaving, but who was conducting all the flowings, but this time a much taller, slender gentleman with a long brown beard and long brown hair. He he looks human and probably looks to be in his his late 40s, early 50s. Why, yes, I'll be right with you. And he turns around and he also has glasses on, large spectacles. Welcome to Tiny's Tailors. How can I help you?
Hi, is Tiny available?
Oh, no. It's much too early for her. She's currently resting. Hi.
Oh, she must have been up all night. We had a special order with her. She was working on, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 garments for us.
Oh, that large order. Yes, I know about it. She said you'll be coming in the morning for it. I'll be right there. And this gentleman walks towards the back.
Thank you, good sir.
Coming back afterwards, he does arrive with boxes full of, and he opens them up towards each one. Is the exact identical to what she had minor imaged on top of you and showed you of your outfits.
Can I just, like, behind the screen here?
Oh, why, yes, please try it on over there.
I just want to... Oh, thank you so much. And I'm going to pick up my box and run over there and take off my clothes. And as I'm putting it on, I'm going to exclaim from behind the curtain, "Ooh, it's so breathable and so soft. I can see why Tiny's has the reputation she does." And then I'll come out and give a twirl and be like, "It feels so nice. What do you think, everyone?"
Oh, you look great, King. But, yes, I'm excited to get out of these hot clothes. She says with a frown. And then she'll run behind and get changed. Oh! Yes, and it's even got a little thing for my tail. So she comes on out in a more appropriate looking dress. This time with kind of wagging it, showing off that she had been having that thing tucked away.
Looks so wonderful, and I'm glad you can feel free from behind too. Come on, Dren, you last.
Duran hops in and changes into his new gear as quickly as possible as he's walking by before he goes, "I didn't know we're not going to tail."
I love the little etchings you got on yours, King.
Oh, thank you. This little filigree here. She totally did it exactly as I imagined.
It's incredible.
And look, it's also on above my boot here too.
Yeah, so it's sort of a like the picture that we have, a more open sort of kimono. This one, very, breathable and not made out of thick fur or anything like that.
I'm gonna start to unroll the portable hole, and I'll put it on the ground, and I'll say, "We could store all of our winter clothes in here."
Oh, yeah, thank you.
And I'll start to put them in there.
And Duran, you get dressed coming out. You see Duran enter into a beautiful kimono as well, with his sword strapped to the back, a traditional kind of a Japanese garb.
It's also in the same kind of black, white, red patterning as Kaijin's outfit was.
Yeah, he's actually looks like, even though you're a tiefling into an elf, just the garb was designed as you described it, closely to how the daimyo kaijin. So you have a typical traditional, though lighter, not as thick, because you're in it's warmer here. Daimyo garb that he wore with the patterns onto it to resemble clouds.
And I'm so sure that Cal and Horatio are going to love theirs. Based on the fact that it's 3 for 3 and all of us fit perfectly, I'm not worried about them.
Why did you choose to have it look like Kaijin's?
So that we would not forget.
Very noble of you.
I didn't think that we were at risk of running that, but okay. Hey, the others can't be too far behind, right?
Yeah, let's send them a message and tell them how great the materials are. And I'll brain chat to the group and I'll say, "The clothes fit fantastically. We have yours here. We'll bring them to you. They're so good."
Excellent. We have news as well. As well as some gifts. Would you ask if Tiny has a rifle strap and or just a fine leather belt?
Oh, okay, sure. And I'll say to the gentleman, our friends are requesting one additional ad if it could potentially be whipped up. We could wait a little bit, but it would have to be quick. A fine, right? Did he say rifle? A gun holster and a leather belt?
He turns to you. We have a leather belt I can sell you for 1 silver piece, sure, but to a gun holster, it will take some time.
You don't just have one that's an over-the-shoulder, sort of like a harness?
No, not many people use weaponry like that here.
Tiny seems to be able to whip things up pretty quickly. I would be willing to pay a little bit of a premium if she could do it within an hour.
She won't even be up for an hour.
Well, then could you do it?
Me? No, I'm just an apprentice.
I think that you, if you're following in her footsteps, you must be talented. She wouldn't take any apprentice on. And I'm trying to flatter him to, make him do it.
Roll a persuasion check.
I'm gonna use my first luck point of the day and reroll that. I bat my eyes a little, blink, blink, blink more. And that turns to a 20.
He looks on over towards you. I can't promise it'll be good in an hour, but I can try to whip something up instead. For 5 silver pieces.
Here, how about I'll give you 2 gold.
Oh, I'll try my best. So a gun holster. What size gun are you looking for?
This person's clothes, and I'll point to his box of clothes. If Tiny gave you the measurements for him, picture it sort of like an over-the-shoulder, one-side sling. Like just a nice, thick, strong leather strap with a little filigree, something. It's not like a cloth. We're not asking you to make like a garment, just like a nice leather holster. You get me? And a matching leather
No, I get it,
belt.
but what gun do you need me to holster?
Oh. I could you make that like variable so it's like a strap and can hold? I think it's a long gun.
A long gun. You are not helping me here, but okay.
Duran, Monaco, what is it called? I don't know. What did he say? A gun holster thing. I'll brain chat. What's your gun thing called? Can you come here? They need about an hour to do it.
We can make our way there.
We'll have to pass to get to the east gate anyways.
I'll say to the man, our friends are coming so you can get the measurements. Please start making preparations, and then I'll look towards Durant to hand him some
Horatio
money.
says it was a rifle, by the
I'll
way.
reiterate that to the man. A rifle holster.
Like
as if I know what I'm talking about.
The gentleman goes, alright, a rifle, a longer gun rifle holster. I hope I'll try my best. If your friend comes in time, yes, I'll adjust it accordingly. 2 gold pieces. It's quite a good tip. Let's all keep this secret from Tiny, shall we?
If it's fantastic, I'll recommend you to her. Don't you want to continue your tutelage under her?
Yes, but she found out I was, 2 gold pieces. She'll love it. Okay, fine. And he runs towards the back.
It's a special request for special people. She'll understand.
He already ran to the back and begins working. So after about 20 minutes or so, you guys are kind of hanging out inside of the shop while you hear kind of him going at it and cutting leather and so on and so forth in the back room. Cal and Horatio, you walk into Tiny's and see your allies there as well, and you're all together again.
What's up, guys? You look... And looking at Monaco, he's like, you guys look amazing.
Well, let's see you and yours.
Oh
yeah, here's your box. I'll hand them your box.
And I walk in and get changed. And DM, you get to describe it because I wasn't here.
So you go ahead and get changed after being measured up by Tiny the day before. What yours looks like is a very light pants that kind of straps up with like the pants kind of go into the boot itself, and there's lacings all the way up, hardy, and as well as is a light jacket. I won't say a jacket. It's like a light shirt that is breathable. We'll say that it's to match the surroundings, kind of like a deep purple. You see that deep purple is kind of like the color of Thelos, if anything. You see a lot of things are in there. So to match the Thelosian decor, you're also wearing the same purplish tunic that's puffy a little bit with brown pants, leather straps. And very comfortable, very breathable, and it does look very fancy with its etchings onto it all in different swirls.
Looking good.
Cal, do you also, I'm assuming you go back and get changed into your garbs as well?
Yeah, I get the specially woven, it's like a lighter fabric shirt, but it has, instead of it, like I was wearing some like studded leather type stuff before, underneath of my trench coat and duster. I still am wearing the duster, but now it has like thin metal wires woven into it as well, so it has like a little bit of a shine.
Okay. Now you all dressed up. So you waited 20 minutes. There was just him working on it in the back. Now your allies here, you guys. No, he doesn't come in. You do hear, because there was like a dingling as you entered the doorway. You hear yelling from the back, "We're busy. Please come back later. Work in progress." And he continues going on with his work. So, do you guys want to hang out there, wait, or?
I would assume we were going to wait for it, right? Because we're going from here to Delos.
Yeah, that we're leaving straight from there, I guess. Oh, yeah, we should wait here. That way we're not leaving and coming back. And as a bonus, when we talk, Horatio, do you want to? I'm still a little bit lost for words. Do you want to explain?
Yeah, man.
What happened when we talked with Merrick?
Merrick Tybolt, he knew Cal's father, and we got close to this rifle that he had, and it turned out to be, and I kind of look at Cal to see if he's gonna show the rifle. It was turned out to be built by his father, and he was gracious enough to give us these greater healing potions.
He gave all that to you?
Yeah. And I hold up the rifle. This is what I need the strap for. It was like it called to me. As I got closer, it was just charged with Kalimvor's energy, and a radiance just enveloped the entire room, blinding Horatio.
Yeah. And I say, King, you can read Celestial, right?
Oh, let me see, and I'll squint and take a look at it. It's not one of my known languages, but maybe I know it now.
Yeah. Can you go in to look at the weapon that's the new? This is beautifully fashioned weapon, inscribed in a language that you don't recognize at first. That Cal brings up towards you, and as you start to squint, the gibberish starts to form, and it slowly starts to make sense. It's almost as if the wording shifts and turns into a way so you can understand. As you do, you immediately feel pain coming from your chest. It's the longer you look at it, it starts to make more sense, and you get something like demon, chaos, it's starting to go there, but then your chest is hurting.
I can't really get it. Nope, it's causing me a headache.
Oh, sorry. Well, it says Chaos Bane.
Oh. It's beautiful. Can I take a look?
Of course. My father made it.
May I touch it? She kind of holds out to hold on to it.
Without even thinking, he hands it to Minako.
And she will examine it. There's only those little markings on it. Just she can read Celestial.
Yeah, and it's exactly what Horatio had said as Chaos Bane, Demon Bane.
And she just examines it and looks it up and down and says, "This is a beautiful piece of work. I've never seen anything like this. Not that I've seen a rifle before, but it is. I don't know. There's something to it." She passes it back.
Thank you.
Yes, I would like to see the Eiffel next.
Be careful with it, Duran.
Duran, be very careful. Remember the trigger that I was showing you on my pistols? Same thing. Here's the rifle.
Yes, I see. It's like one of your guns, but longer.
Yes, it allows a further range for the shot and more precision.
I have been astounded by the craftsmanship of elves for my whole life. In my blade, I discovered dwarven craftsmanship had its talents, and now even human craftsmen.
Yeah, that was my father. Merrick knew him. Apparently, he was in the Unity Knights in Thelos.
He knew King Terminus and the Queen.
They were part of an adventuring party together with my father.
Do you think maybe we could use your name to get an audience with the king when we get to Thelos?
It's possible.
It is possible. Let it help guide me with Kalimvor's voice.
I guess Kalimvor added a little weight to your side of the scale, so you can, And does my passive perception pick anything up, DM?
From
King?
No.
No?
I mean, he looked like he had a headache. He was in pain, staring at it, but as it would be if they didn't understand something.
Okay.
No sweat. You're the one that can read all the languages and speak all the languages.
Cannot do such thing. I can understand them. I can't speak them.
Oh.
I mean, it's a spell, so anybody can learn to.
Close enough.
Some time passes as you guys are just talking, and an hour passes, and you see him come out. Hello. You must be who he sees you looking at the gun or having the gun. You must be the one who the gun is for. So I know you said you wanted an hour. I mean, if I have another hour, I could probably do better, but here, is this enough, or do you need me to spend more time? And what you see is decently crafted gun holster for a long pistol, a a long rifle. And he says, you can adjust it this way. I don't know how big it was since I didn't have exact measurements, but it can go a little bit, stretch a little bit more, or you can pull here and it will tighten it. But it's the best I can do.
Oh, this is perfect. Thank you.
Oh, thank you very much. Not Tiny's craftsmanship, and I only had an hour, but luckily I had parts already in that shape, and I just fashioned them together. Just try not to pull too hard and put it through too much.
I'm sure it will serve me well. Thank you.
Will there be anything else?
No?
Cal, did you put on your clothes?
Yes. Can't
Here,
you
let
tell?
me get your box.
And I,
Oh, duh. Yes, I can tell.
I flourish my duster around, and the metal woven into the shirt glimmers.
Great. Here, let me... And then I unfurl the portable hole again, and I'll say, let's put all of our winter gear in here, so that way it's less burdensome. One less thing to carry.
grabs his winter gear and places it into the portable hole. And you can kind of walk in and out, so he's like, I can take yours in there as well, Cal.
Thank you.
And then he
Right hand.
walks into the portable hole and sees them all flung in there. He just kind of picks them up and organizes it and comes back
Anything
out.
else we need to store in long-term storage?
I don't think so.
And
Minako, you have enough mushrooms? There was a bag in there. We can grab another bag out if you
Oh,
need.
I think we should be good still with what I've got in my pack. We don't happen to have any fist-sized rubies in there, do we?
I mean, Horatio digs into his bag and pulls out a ruby. It's worth about 1,000 gold. I have this.
Are you using it?
Not really. I kind of just have it for just in case we need to barter.
Really?
I think actually I specifically asked.
Oh,
for
you
that
didn't?
ruby.
Oh.
Because I needed to cast a spell, but if we don't need, I don't need to cast the spell. It was for when we were going to travel. It allowed me to ward the boat, but Deja Vu already had us at that point, so it was useless. But so I don't need it. But if we ever need to forbid anything in the future, I would require that ruby as a conduit.
Oh, does that consume it?
I don't believe so. I just need to channel through it. Let me check my notes. I'm going to pull out my notebook and flip through.
She giggles and then reaches her hand out to hold on to the ruby and says, "So we just need the one. We can share it."
Do you need a whole ruby, or can you just use the dust of the ruby?
Do we have dust?
I don't know if my spell would work with the full ruby. There's the word powdered is underlined, so I might need to crush the ruby. I
Well,
need powdered ruby. Could you use powdered ruby?
no.
Ugh. Well, at least we have one, so if we really need it, you could use yours, and then in a pinch we could do this. But I don't foresee needing it anytime soon.
Wonderful.
It was just a precaution.
She smiles at Horatio and bats her eyes, letting her hand be open.
Well, I mean, King, if you don't mind, here. And I kind of hand it over to Minako.
Thank you.
Please.
Oh, and she kind of stares at it up into the light, like with glittering eyes. It's so pretty. It's so beautiful.
Horatio chuckles a little bit. Well, I guess we're ready to go, yeah?
Duran, could you give our fine friend here 2 gold pieces?
Of course. And as Duran walks over, we've been talking for like a minute. He kind of sizes up Taylor.
So what stat are you looking for? Strength?
Strength and
Okay.
level.
He is 21 with... No, I'm just kidding. He's, has strength that's probably...
This dude needs to work with us.
He has a less than average strength in his level, basic human level. Basic townsperson level.
Duran eyes him up and doesn't see him as a threat, and he gives him the 2 gold without issue.
Thank you. I appreciate the rush work, sir.
Sure. Like I said, be careful with it. It's just not my best work, but you wanted it quickly. And 2 gold is excellent. He grabs it. Thank you. Oh, I can't wait to tell Tiny that I made 2 gold on my own. And he goes towards the back.
And then Horatio grabs one of the potions from the pack and says, if no one objects, I'll hold on to one of these. And there should be 2 left.
Oh, I'll hold on to one. And she grabs one.
I'll take one
I
as
think
well.
you all should have it. I have a regular potion in case I need it.
Then I will take the potion, in case you forget about your potion.
Would Tiny be up within the hour?
No! She's an afternoon person. You probably ran into her in the afternoon before, and she works until the evening. That's just her hours.
Okay, you're right. Okay. Alright, guys. Let's go. I'll roll up the portable hole and, put it in my backpack.
Okay, so you roll the portable hole, gather your things, don on your new outfits and new equipment, and head off into the dust-lit sky, heading towards the western gate, the gate to leave Beach Bell. Is that your plan?
We are making our way to
East.
Thelos, right?
East gate.
Yeah, we're going to the east gate to head towards Thelos.
Yes.
Ah, yes. Okay.
Is there any way we can get horses to help aid in our travel?
I've never ridden a horse.
I think that, we can try, but I don't think they're going to provide us with horses. They did say if we leave, we're on our own. They sent the caravan ahead.
I do have some gold left. Maybe we can buy some?
Oh, I do too. I can contribute.
I still have Chastafol. I'm assuming I can still fly. I haven't tried with it. Actually, let me do that now and see if I still can, actually. Otherwise, I might need a horse, too. And are we just outside the shop?
Yeah, we're walking.
We're walking
I'll
towards...
hold the staff in front of me with both my hands and, say, you've always been there for me ever since I was young. I'm excited to grow and learn with you and see what we can do. And I'll, just let it go and assume it will float in the air like it normally would. And I want it to, rotate so it's horizontal, and then I will go and jump on it and try and, fly like I normally would.
Okay, so you hold out Chastful, and indeed does just float up there, although albeit it's glowing a little brighter, shedding some dim light. When you go to jump onto it, you have even better control almost. It's lighter, faster, swifter than it was before, and you're easily able to float and soar on it.
After making a quick maneuver, I'll say, I feel like I've gotten a minor upgrade. I seem to have some pep in my step, guys. And I won't require a horse.
Okay, where's the original Chastafol?
This is it.
What happened to it?
When I was in my dream, the Unicorn Protectorate, who was there with Myliki, fused into me, and the unicorn horn that bound itself with me, I guess, flowed into Chastafol, and that is why it no longer has its floral appearance, and it looks more like the horn of a unicorn with its mother-of-pearl opalescence.
It looks
I
incredible.
know, I'm really excited. I used to be able to fit at least one more person on here. Duran, do you want to jump on with me and see how it feels?
Duran hops on with a... Is it still Chastafol? Is the call
I
like that?
haven't found a new name yet, so for now I think it's still Chastafol, but when I attune and learn more and grow, I'll grow with it, but for now it's yes.
Okay, so
Duran excitedly hops on the back of Chastafol.
So Duran, roll me a dexterity saving throw.
Sexterity! Ooh, I too am going to use my first lucky die of the day and re-roll that dexterity save.
So from an 11 to a...
To a 6! Yay!
You still take the 11.
Yes. I will take the
Okay,
11.
so Duran, as you go to jump on the Chastafol immediately jolts, move out the way without King's command. Well, you don't know if King commanded or not, but King, without your command, Chastafol moves, and Duran, you don't fall prone, but you catch yourself using your hands and kind of flip back up.
I'll say I didn't move that. Hold on. And I'll wheel Chastafol backwards and lower to the ground so that way he won't actually have to jump. And I'll say Chastafol, or I'll think to myself I need to transport more than myself. My allies must come with me. And as I think that, I'll lower it to the ground and offer a hand to Duran to casually step on and not leap up.
Okay, so King, as you think of wanting to bring your ally along for the ride and bringing down Chastafol, Chastafol does come down as well. You go to hold for Duran, but as he's starting to pick up, it moves again. This time leaving you as well, so you are now just standing onto the ground, and it gets up and begins to float above you. You all see Chastafol begin to move around, and as it does, it spins faster. You all see Chastafol begin to spin faster and faster and faster as it begins to hum slightly. When it does, you see that there's small cracks appearing in Chastafol, and it starts to break up into 5 different pieces. Like, it just shatters into 5 different pieces in front of you. These pieces land in front of each of you onto the ground before morphing and changing into, first it's they kind of anamorph in turn and become a blob, and then you see 4 hoof-like feet start to appear, and as it grows up, you then see it continue to form and become more equine in shape as like a beautiful tail begins to form, and it's all glowing white, and until then the head, and then you see a large unicorn horn coming out of each of them, and then after a sparkle of light, 5 horse-sized unicorn appear, all different colors of nature. There's a green one in front of King, and you have more of a orange foliage one in front of Duran. In front of Monaco, appearing in front of you, is more of a reddish hue of leaf, and then in front of Cal, yours is more brown, like a deep thick brown, and in front of Horatio's, yours is kind of a lighter green.
Okay.
King, did you do this?
I did not do this. I mean, I guess I did. I thought to Chastaful, I thought he was being sassy for a moment there, but I said, I need to be able to transport my allies. You cannot, don't leave me and don't leave us. And I guess it heard my will, and this is part of the pack of the unicorn.
This is incredible.
Which one is Chastaful?
They all are.
Was Chastaful always a unicorn?
I think just recently it had that ability granted to it. If I recall, the sages of old speak of the Order of the Unicorn Horn, people who followed Mylaki, and maybe you were inducted. It was a small societies of people who brought solace to the land, nature, and plants, and you are my friends and my champions, so maybe with that you were inducted through me, and given the power of a unicorn.
Husha kind of goes to, touch the unicorn in front of him, just kind of pet him, see how it reacts.
You go to put your hands towards it, and as you go, it goes to nuzzle you. So even before you move your hand closer, it senses intentions to rub it, and its head on, and its mane, it's silk, smooth, it's very fine, and you can run your fingers through it, and you barely feel it's there, but it's tangible.
Duran hops on top of the front of him.
I do it leap as well at the same time as him, and I say, I guess we won't need horses now.
They're beautiful. And Monaco's affectionately petting hers.
It affectionately nuzzles you back, and even though you're not wearing a saddle and you're riding it bareback, it's not painful. It's almost as if its body is cushioned.
Yeah, so Horatio attempts to get on.
Right. You mount it with ease. It's almost as if you, riding a bike, you are easily able to hop onto it, though you've never ridden a horse before. But it's almost like walking, how it allows you to step on. And though you have nothing to grab on but the hair on the mane, you feel secure, not teetering or tottering, and it begins to gallop forward slowly.
Come on, Cal. Come on, Monaco. Let's go.
Here we go. She attempts to get on it, finding it to be easy. Oh, I did not expect that. Oh, who's a good unicorn?
This is going to definitely bring a lot of attention to us.
I mean, at this point, it is what it is. We have to rightfully claim our place. We should be proud. This is not something that we should hide. I think there's times for subtle and subterfuge, but I don't know. Something about me says, ride in with pride to Thelos.
Good, let us go. There's an army of undead who draw their blades on Thelos.
Shit. Yeah.
Right. We are always grounded by that reality. You're right. This was fantastic, and I just think to myself for a moment, I close my eyes as I pet my unicorn, and I say, thank you for everything. I knew that you'd be there for me. I can't wait to grow. And then I'll say, let's go!
Is Cal on his unicorn?
Yes, I take my hand and run it, and give the behind its ear a little scratch, and then run my hand down its neck and hoist myself up, patting it on the shoulders, and I say to it, are you ready to go? Let's go. And kick off.
You kick off, it responds back to you. You don't understand it or anything, but you get a feeling of solidarity, and it goes off and you all gallop off. And I would say it's definitely much faster than a normal horse, but it's not so fast whereas it makes you sick or anything like that. So, but you are traveling at a much faster pace than you ever would be otherwise as you dash through. If I had to pick a number, you would say you're going 90 feet around, though, as you begin to jolt across, leaving through the eastern gate, looking back and seeing the last bit of Beach Bell behind you, going off into the roads of Fellow. So, and as you ride off into the dusk-lit sky, leaving Beach Bell in the distance, heading towards Stellos, we will take a break.
Yay!
Yay!
Yeah!
Woohoo!
Hey there, Dungeon Delvers. Thank you for listening. I would like to take this time to thank all of the wonderful people who helped bring Descent into the Void, a tale of D20s to life, starting with Frank Freire, who designed our character art, Kyle Misko, who collaborated on the main, mystical, and night theme songs, Manuel Lapuca, who collaborated on our battle and adventuring theme song, Jan Rosa for the use of their original soundtracks, David Chappell for the use of his End of Silence, A World of Color soundtrack, MFY for the use of their Dragon Castle Symphony for Duran's theme song, and Danny.Phantom.01 for creating the Liberator's full art. You can find more about these wonderful artists on our website, ataleofd20s.com. Now click on to part 2, and let's continue our epic tale. Hi! I'm the Tale Weaver Omar, and DM here at A Tale of D20s Network.
Hi, I'm Zektown, and I am the DM here at A Tale of D20s Network.
Zek, you know I am the Dungeon Master for the drama-fueled, anime-inspired fantasy epic Descent into the Void, right?
Yes, but Omar, you know I am the Dungeon Master for the comedy-riddled, trope-smashing fantasy epic The Natural Ones.
I guess both of them are perfect shows for a tabletop podcasting network.
It's a good thing that people can find us at ataleofd20s.com then.
Yeah, you can also find us on Twitter at A Tale of D20s. That's at ATALEOFD20S, A Tale of D20s.
And you can find each show on Twitter at The Nat Ones Cast, at THENAT1SCAST, The Nat Ones Cast, or Descent Void at DESCENTVOID, Descent Void on Twitter.
So, if you want thrilling drama,
or a side-splitting comedy, A Tale of D20s has you covered.